Okay, hello, here's another beautiful 1200 MK2 at Technics 1200 MK2. Another beautiful piece, this unit, it's in amazing condition, it's in great shape. The unit has been sitting for years. It hasn't been used in years. It was only used for photo shoots and things like that. Then it was just set aside for years. It's this piece is fantastic. There's a couple tiny scratches. There's a couple stains. The dust cover has stains and scratches, things like that. It's not missing any of the rubber bumpers, so you can see here. And there's a scratch here it's really noticeable. So I'm gonna show you. More like a stain, kind of scratch. And this is what happened. The turntable had an audio pie, like a professional audio pie cartridge, a cartridge just like this, with this little brush in here, and the height adjustment was all the way down. So all the way down, it was almost touching the plinth, and this little brush here was all the way down. It was just touching the plinth, and it was just settled down for years. Oh, just like the way it is right now. That's what caused that scratch. And this is something kind of common on some turntables, you know. But that's just the most noticeable scratch, and the turntable, it's just been sitting just like this for a long time. It's just sitting like that. There was no use at all. It was only used for photo shoots and expositions and things like that. And unfortunately, these cartridges, if you're not careful, you can scratch the plinth with that front brush, and that's what happened to this plinth. Okay, I'm just gonna go around. I'm gonna show you the anti-skating. This turntable has a beautiful anti-skating. It's extremely sensitive. It's just beautiful. It's really nice. It's just blown my mind. That anti-skating is fantastic. It's so smooth, so nice. But let me show you. Okay, let me start on the corners. I'm gonna go really slowly. This is an HD Ultra HD mode, so I can show you everything. I can go really deep and show you all the details. This is just probably some stains and dust. That's just dust. Some of those little points, some of those little drops, I can't see those drops with my own eyes. It's just, they're barely visible. So there's a lot of stuff that the camera can capture because of the Ultra HD mode. Just look at that platter. That platter is fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to go really slowly. I apologize in advance if we have some sort of focus problems, but I don't have a stability control here on these modes. So, see, for example, those little dings. That's just how it comes from the factory, and those are not visible with my own eyes, honestly. Okay, let me keep on moving really slowly. You'll see the real conditions of this beautiful turntable. Okay, that's just dust. Alright. It's in beautiful shape. Just look at that pitch. That pitch, just looking at the pitch, you can tell that it has never been used before. The pitch is, it's just been in the middle for years. I mean, the turntable hasn't been used at all. Let me go like this. So it's just a little bit of dust on the pitch. It's a beautiful pitch. Okay, let's keep on moving here. This is just mostly dust. We get a little bit closer. Those tiny dings are just how the turntable comes from the factory. Most of those dings are not visible to your own eyes. You need a camera, like an ultra HD camera, to capture those little tiny dings. Really nice, really clean. Excuse me. Okay, let's check this corner out. That's just mint. Beautiful. Okay, let's check the tone arm, which is in fantastic conditions as well. It's really, really nice. Look at that, look at those pivot mounts. Just look at the bolt, the nuts and the bearings. Everything's clean and shiny. It's just beautiful. Just look at that. Let me try to show you the pins. There we go. Look at those pins. Really nice pins and clean. There we go. Look at those pins. Really clean, really nice. Look at that. Super clean. Let me show you the top of the tone arm. Alright. There we go. Super clean. Mint turntable. Let me show you this corner right here. There's a couple stains in here where the 45 adapter sits at, you know, in that little circle. There's a couple stains in there. Just look at that platter. This is like a stain. That's like a little bubble, like a paint bubble. It's a little stain right there on the platter. Right there. Look at that platter. That platter is beautiful. There's a couple stains on top of the platter. I'm going to show you those. I'm going to try to show you those stains. Those are kind of hard to capture. Here there's a couple stains. You can see there are a couple stains. This is dust. That's like a black spot, like a black dot, like a little dot. That's the only thing that I can see now. Just look at this corner. This is just dust. Mint turntable. It just has just tiny scratches, and you know, you can see how the plane reflects, how the tone arm reflects on the plane. Just look at that. That's the tone arm. Check that out. So clean. Okay, let me show you the platter. Here's the platter, which is in great conditions. Look at that. Let me get a little bit closer. There we go. Just look at that platter. Really nice. There's some stains here on top of the platter. Those are really hard to capture. I mean, those stains are visible under certain light conditions, and there's a little stain here. It's either in one of the holes here. You know, nothing major. Let me try to see if I can capture that. It's just tiny stains, you know, that they occur from time, you know. It's just because the turntable has been sitting for a long time, and you can't see any major scratches or things on top of it, you know. It's just in fantastic shape. Okay. Let me turn it on, and I'm gonna check on some of the on the pitch and speed, and you know, that's the pitch light. The light's on, everything's on. Okay, that's we're on 33 now. Starts and stops pretty good. You can always adjust that. You can take the platter off and remove that the plastic cover, and adjust the brake. You know, it's all about your preferences. You know, turntable hasn't been used at all. Maybe if you use a rubber mat, it will stop a little bit more accurate, you know, because of the weight. You know, it's always all about your preferences. You know, 45. Stops pretty good on 45 as well. Turntable's in really nice condition. Okay, let me check on the pitch right now. Okay, let's check on the dots here. I'm gonna check on the pitch. Let me try to get the best view possible, because the focus is gonna start. It's gonna try to capture that platter moving. Okay, let's go. -8. -8. Lock it. +8. See how responsive it is? It's really responsive. Let me get a little bit closer. -8. +8. It responds to the movement really, really nice. Look. See that? The pitch is fantastic. Feels really smooth. It feels just like butter. I mean, it's just, you can tell that the pitch has never been used at all. It's just, that was 45, 33. Okay, let me get a little bit closer. -8, +8. -8, +8, lock. Alright, now just bear with me for a second. I'm going to show you the arm. You know, I'm going to check on the anti-skating, you know, just to give you some peace of mind, you know. Let me mount this head shell. Okay, I think that's a perfect view. Okay, let me balance this out. I'm gonna look for that floating point. You know, just like you're balancing your tone arm, you know, trying to get the best the best possible accurate weight for your arm. It's just like that, just until it floats really nice. Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, as you can see, floats really nice. Now I'm gonna leave it here. It's just floats really nice, and it's gonna stand there in the middle, and just with a little bit of movement here with the anti-skating. Now it's gonna go back. Okay, I'm gonna bring it in completely, and I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, come back. Alright, now it's gonna go back. Look at that. That's a beautiful anti-skating. It's just fantastic. It's so well balanced and so accurate. This turntable is fantastic. I love that anti-skating. It's really sensitive. It's really nice. Just look at that. Okay, just leave it here. I'm gonna lock it and find the base weight for this cartridge, which is 2.5 grams for this one. Okay, the turntable is fantastic. It's in beautiful shape. Let me show you the cables. Cables are great. One of the issues here is that the ground cable sat down underneath this feed for years, and that feed broke. You know, that tore apart the ground cable. So what I did was I grabbed a heat shrink tube, and I just fixed it, and you know, I took care of it, you know, and just to prevent that from, you know, from getting into the way of the RCA cables or the power cable, you know, or just getting any dust, stuff like that. So this is heat shrink tube. You know, it's gonna be there forever, so you don't have nothing to worry about it, and the ground cable is fully functional. So you don't have nothing to worry about. Here's the cables. These are the original cables with the Japan letters on them. And they are in fantastic shape. Just look at those RCA cables. Look at that. Just look at that. They're in mint condition. Look. Just look at them. They're great. And I'm going to describe all these on the list. So I'm going to describe everything. I'm going to describe all the scratches and that little problem with the ground cable, which is working, is fully functional. You don't have to worry about that. It's just it's really good heat shrink tube. You know? I have several turntables with the same problem. You know, they sat down for years, and the ground cable or the RCA cables, you know, they always get stuck underneath the feet, and the weight, you know, kind of crush them off. You know, when you know, that takes years of, you know, and after a long time, and you know, they kind of tear apart or stuff like that. Yeah. And this is it. If you have questions, just please do not hesitate to ask any questions. The cartridge is not included because it doesn't work, and it's not included. It's not working. The cartridge is not included. There's a couple stains here. I'm going to try to show you some scratches right there. Where else? Like this. Let me show you. This view like this with that light. See this here? But it's in. There's no cracks or anything like that. It's in beautiful shape. I mean, as you can see, the turntable's in beautiful shape. There's a couple tiny scratches. There's one here, and I mean, on the turntable, that's the only visible scratch. The one caused by the cartridge, and that's it. And here's one more here, right there. This is just dust. Right there. Just tiny stains and scratches on the dust cover, but that's pretty much it. And there's another one here, right there. That's pretty much it. It's a beautiful turntable. It hasn't been used in years. I mean, like in more than 13 or 14 years. I mean, the turntable has never ever been used before, and never used to DJ, never used to listen to records. It's just been sitting. It wasn't used at all. And well, like I mentioned, if you have more questions, please feel free to ask, and do not hesitate to ask. And have a wonderful day. Take care.